After 1860, our ancestors needed to trade merchancy and goods. They needed to use the same language or, in formal terms, the same standard. In 1871, Germany and other large countries adopted the gold standard, and the number of countries that adopted the same standard were increasing. Until 1929, in terms of monetary policy, the rule was to print money as long as how much gold you have as reserve. However, due to the recession, countries started to print more and more money. Also, people were borrowing amounts of money from the banks because they needed money to survive, and by effect of supply and demand, the interest rate raised. As a consequence, the Great Depression was. This was the moment when countries left the gold standard and the central banks began making their own decisions. Later, in 1944, the countries needed to have the rules of the fixed exchange rate system with the dollar standard and its equivalence to the gold. In the Bretton Woods Agreement, countries approved that the equivalence was 1/35 Oz is equal to $1 or 35 is 1 on Z. The following years, the U.S. was involved in the Vietnam War. The number of troops escalated and the spending in national programs increased. Things got worse for the fundamentals of the economy under the Bretton Woods system in terms of inflation and unemployment. All these caused that U.S. printed more U.S. dollars. Therefore, other countries realized the risk of that and started to get more reserves for gold. Due to the U.S. gold reserves were leaving rapidly, President Nixon decided to end the Bretton Woods system of fixed exchange rates, and the value of the dollar fell and the price of gold shot up. In response, due to the oil as the largest commodity traded in the world, the U.S. and Saudi Arabia signed an agreement for oil transactions. This signified an only trading currency, which is the U.S. dollar. During the new millennium, the behavioral of the world's biggest oil importers have been changing. From September 1, 2017, China became the largest oil importer, while the United States became the world's largest oil producer in 2018. As professionals, we have to be aware of the new changes in the currency markets, since the world is in constant evolution. Thank you so much.